Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Drewski. I am back with another story time. If you are new to this channel, please make sure that you give this a thumbs up. If you are feeling the vibe, hit the subscribe button, and also do not forget to hit the bell for the notifications so you can be able to receive anytime I drop this good juicy juju for you, okay? Returning, grab your food. You know how we do. We've been getting into some things. Ooh, I know y'all getting tired of me. I know y'all getting tired of me for coming in every other couple. Bitch, I got an eyelash in my eye. That was a big ass eyelash. Okay. I know you guys are tired of me because I just come in, make videos, and then I drop and dip out for like series of time span gaps at a time. So, I'm back. I have a story time for y'all. Y'all will not even believe it. Yes, you read in the title correctly. Story time, Stalker edition. This is literally one of the most weirdest, creepiest, and oddly romantic times of my life. Story, we gonna get into it. So, let's try and make this come back. We're gonna come right back. So, I'm just gonna jump right into the story with y'all. I've been gone because I've been completely working on a whole bunch of new things and just trying to keep up with what's been going on as far as with me. I've been a lot of moving components been going on. I moved them into my new place. I will give you guys a tour, but not right now. Let me get it set up and then we can do a tour. So yeah, I've been gone for a while. A lot of moving components I've been trying to get done, just trying to finish up and make sure that things are okay with me before I can come back and be more consistent with you guys. However, because of the fact that I am more now in a better frame of mind and a better environment, you guys will be expecting and be seeing a lot more of me. So
I'm coming. I'm coming. I want the signal.
something got stuck in my eye again. I started talking to this one guy. I want to start telling. I started talking to him around July-ish, around that time. Started talking to him around July. We're texting. So a couple months veer into the relationship, and we're talking. Nothing's been done yet. No titles. You know, we're not like an item. We're just talking on the phone. We're enjoying each other's company. You know, it's like a vibe. It's a connection. We're just building on one another, trying to see where it goes. So I said, cool. That's good for me. We started talking around July of 2020. Things continue to go ahead and get good. We're getting to know each other. All this good stuff is getting so good now. On the phone, fell asleep on the phone for hours, would be there, would wake up in the morning, still be on the phone, talk and just text. I think what kind of makes it much worse is the fact of that we were actually really building on a bond. Like, we would actually go out each other's way. We went out to eat, we went to lunch. We bought Christmas gifts for each other. Like, by this time, by the end of 2020, we had already started like acting as if we were in a relationship, but it was just no titles being pronounced. It was, I know you like me, I like you, I'm gonna treat you nice, and we're gonna just get to know each other and make this do what we do. So things progress. We're getting better to know each other, we're getting better affiliated. I know his name, he knows my name. We're doing this and doing that. Now, granted, we haven't met any of the family members yet. We haven't met anything. So we're still talking and going and so forth. And now, and how this has started to take a turn of events. Like, it started to shift. Around Valentine's Day, that's when I started receiving, I was at work. I started a new job and nobody knew where I worked, at least to my knowledge. And I couldn't remember or not whether if I went ahead and had told him where I worked. I believe I told him where I worked. I believe I did, but I think it was just the timing of everything, and so it kind of like just played off as if I didn't. I have trouble remembering things. Can I just give a confession? I have trouble with memory, okay? Not fully. Maybe if I stop inhaling, you know, Mary J, maybe we would have a better recollection of memory, but you know. we're not here to talk about this. It's not an AAA issue. I would start receiving gifts on my card, and the gifts were little small gifts. Like, they weren't anything like of real big value, or they weren't anything that was just too far out of the way. Like the first time I walked outside, I saw a pack of gum, and I was like, oh wow, who's leaving gum on my car? And then the next day it was honey buns, and I was like, a honey bun and some gum? Like, who's doing this? Like, it's cute because they're leaving snacks and stuff, but I'm just like, okay, so who really is this? So then they continuously are doing it for a week. So a full week, I get gum, a pack of honey buns and some gum, some more gum, some peanut butter crackers. I'm just starting to be more intricate. I got a car freshener. A car freshener. Yeah, a car freshener. Then I also received beautiful Bath and Body Works candle. I don't know if you can see. Either way, it says Marshmallow Fireside with a little penguin. Isn't it so handsome? Of course you can tell it is gone. Candle. What candle? Baby, this thing smells so good, and I had just moved in. I needed this. And might go get more. Maybe not this one because this was definitely a holiday selection. You can tell by the Christmas trees, but definitely was one of my favorites. I'm not gonna complain. It was a gift for me. Going to my car and catching all these different gifts, it was cute. It was like, who's doing it? It was a mystery and trying to figure it out. So now as I'm getting through the rest of the time period, I'm asking him, I'm like, hey, is this you? And I'm asking the guys who I'm already talking to because I want to just make sure, because maybe, you know, you never know. So I asked, I said, hey, is this you? Are you leaving stuff in my car? Do you know where I work? Are you coming to my job and doing this?
Oh, no, I would never. I would not do that. I don't want to mess with you. I would not do that, no.
Like, just passive, like, no, oh no, I would never. Like, I would, like, he did not have the time. He couldn't fathom the energy to even put in some effort to come leave gifts on my car. And then he tried throwing the fact of, and this one threw me off, and I should have been on top of my game. He said to me, oh, I don't even know where you work. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, I think I didn't tell him. I think he's right. I know who it is, so I'm starting to leave. I wrote back one time, I said, hey, will I ever meet you? They said, no, pay attention to what's in front of you. I'm like, okay, well, who is it? Because it's all happening at work. I'm thinking it's somebody at work. I'm thinking I'm catching googly eyes from somebody at work. I'm not catching nothing at work. Everybody just looking at me like, well, do you know who it is? I'm like, no. I'm thinking it's somebody here. And they're like, no, it can't be somebody here. And here is where it starts to get just a little, like, questionable. This dating app, I'm pretty sure if anybody's in the LGBT, they know exactly what it is. It's called Jacked. Jacked is one of the most used LGBT apps for dating and hookups and whatever else they would decide to use it for. And I'm starting to receive messages, so this is where it gets twisted, because now I'm starting to receive messages on my dating app. On the dating app, they're starting to leave messages like, oh, do you know who this is? How are you liking your gifts? Do you like your candle? What is it? Are you getting the value out of all this? Do you see what it is? Do you know who it is? I'm like, well, who the fuck are you? And they're like, oh, well, I know who's doing it. Oh, I know who's doing it. I know who's leaving the stuff on your car. Me, I'm the one that's doing it. I'm leaving stuff on your car. And then turned around and was trying to say that they were totally different names of people from my past. Like, they said one name, and then I'm like, is it really you? Then I call that person. I'm like, is it you? And then they're like, what are you talking about? I'm not even messaging you. I don't have that app. I don't have that. I don't know. No. So I'm like, okay. So now this person on the dating app is lying to me, because they're telling me that this person, but they're really not. So now they're playing games. So now I'm like, okay, I can't trust what they're saying. Then they're saying they're from my past. They say that they're not. They say there's this person. That I've ran through 4 different names with this person. 4 different names on this dating app. Okay? 4 different names. And every time I get frustrated, I delete that person. So I block them. Block them, and then a few minutes later, a whole new message will pop up. And then they'll come up with a new name. But, oh, hey, my name is so-and-so. I'm like, whoa, what? And then they'll just start the bullshit again. Hey, are you liking your gifts? Why don't you just pay attention to what's in front of you? There's someone who's trying to love you. There's someone who's trying to love you. I just couldn't get the correlation. And then the fact that you didn't give me a name, you're not giving me anything, you're giving me these broad general factors. I'm like, where do I start? Like, I'm fairly known in this area. People know who I am. I have a social media presence. Like, I'm not I couldn't break it down. Yeah, I don't truly engage with a lot of people, but at the same time, you never know how people are thinking in their mind. There might be somebody who's actually watching you. You just don't know. The messages are following up continuously, continuously, continuously. The messages are going and going. They're like, oh, what about this person? Do you know that person? And then they came up and they said my mother's name. Stop the presses. How do you know my mama's name, and why are you using it to ask me about, do I know her? You said my mother's name, they said my sister's name, and so they're continuously writing me on the app. I'm getting tired of them writing me on the app, so I delete the app.
Delete.
Delete. D-E-L-E-T-E.
Delete the app. Later on that night, when I delete the app, I get a text message on my phone at 8:45 at night. Like literally a text message coming through directly to my phone number saying there's a note being left on your car. And at that time I took time off from work. So I was at home. So when I was at home at 8 o'clock at night and you don't pull up, leave something on my car, baby, how do you know where I live? Because I just moved here. Like this is my second month. How do you know where I live already? It blows my mind. So the text message the next day, following up behind the random text message that said there's a note on your car, following behind it said, oh, I'm gonna kill that person who just came out of your house. I'm like, how? Who the fuck do you know? Who just came out of my house? Who just came out of my house? Who? He was like, oh, tall. Basically describing him, describing where he went to school, describing his car, describing who he is, what he was wearing, and everything. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, so this really might not be who I think it is. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, but at the same time, why this person? I can count on two hands the visitors that I have had come to my house and that have been repeatedly over here. So I know who's been over here. And it's not the fact that I just broadcast where I move, so nobody knows this. So the fact of that, if they know where I live, and then here's what threw me off. Like, you, out of all people, are going to start following this person. This particular person. So you're messaging me about this person because they just left my house during the day. If you know where I live, you've only caught this one person coming out my house? Why only this person? This is where it starts to kind of get a little questionable to me. Because the guy that comes over, or the friend that comes over, is the guy that I've been talking to for a while. So it's been him, and we second time. So this wasn't like a first time for him to come over here. It's been like repeated, but it was just the fact of building up. Like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Whatever. Friend leaves, and now he's getting followed, or now he's the one that's being looked at, and now people are like, and now the random number is texting me and saying, oh, I'm gonna kill him. Oh, I got this. I'm gonna watch him. I see what car he drives, and then I'm just in the back of my mind, I'm just trying to piece this all together because I'm like, why is he following him? Why him? We haven't done anything. We haven't even really we're not even an item. We're still talking. Like, he just came over to hang out. Like, now I'm starting to like piece it together. You know, my thinking cap is being put on. So now, later on in the day comes. So this is where I said, I'm going to the law authorities. It's too much for me. I can't figure out who it is. They're threatening to hurt people who, I can't be involved with this. Like, my life was a horror movie. Like, I really did. I thought my life was going downhill because even when I went to the authorities and went to law enforcement and tried to seek help, they treated me like you would see in a movie. Oh, we don't have enough evidence to convict this person or to go after them just because they're texting you on some general information. I'm like, general information? This is personal. I don't, like, they know my mother's name, sister's name. They know where I live. They know where I work. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, well, who do you think it is? Well, who do you think it is? I'm like, I don't know who it is. That's why I'm coming to y'all. And it was so scary to actually have that happen. They're telling me I don't have enough evidence. I'm communicating too much with the person, and I look like that I'm involved with whatever, or I look like that I want this to happen. And I try to explain it to them like, hey, every time I try to block this person, they've reached out to me over like 4 and 5 times now. Like, this has been a repeated, like, what I have right here is just the fact that they've created something new. They've been reaching out to me. I've said that to the officer. Total shit show. It was a total shit show. My brother has a girlfriend whose father is like a chief of police or whatever. So I gave them the number. The number, I said, hey, please track this number. You know, my local law enforcement's not doing anything about it. Can y'all do something? So then she takes the number, comes back in a few days and says, oh, we can't trace it. It's on a text app. Like it's on a fake phone number. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my God. Why is this happening? And the whole time while this is happening, while I'm trying to figure this out, they're still texting me. Oh, I'm gonna kill that person. I got a body bag waiting for him. This is still going. Like, what are you doing? Why are you? Oh, I hate for you to have something happen to him. Oh, don't you? Oh, he built nice. Oh, I watched what class he went into. They like just kept going and going. I'm just like, why are they doing this to me? You're wearing me out. You're wearing me thin. Wearing me thin. My patience is running out. I've tried to build up a case. I've stopped talking to them. I've deleted the app so that way the only way they can communicate with me is through the text tone, is through the phone number, texting me directly. So I said nothing. The next couple of days, I said nothing to them, allowed them to continue to test and just carried on about my day. In the meantime, I did go back and try to give just a little bit more of like attention or more consideration and just kind of like just really be there for the guy that I was talking to. The guy that I was talking to, like all the way up until this point or all the way up until now, I just kind of like talked to him, like just saying, you know, I hope you're okay. You know, I'm here. We can talk. We can do this. I just want to make sure that you good. I don't want to like leave you out. You know, I was really there. I was just trying to make sure that I was there and trying to make sure like everything was safe. Because I even told him, I said, hey, I don't know what's going on. People, I think something's following. I don't know. So just please be safe and be aware of your surroundings. I'm going back to work. I go back to work. Nothing on my car is there when I go back to work. But now all the way up to this point, there's been all this transpired. And it's to a point now where I'm just like, what do I do now? Do I just sit around and just wait for something to happen again? Do I just wait for them to start coming around my car? Do I wait for them to actually attack? Like, what am I supposed to do at this point? Because there's nothing I can do and I can't figure out who it is. I found that my coworkers know what the update was. And so they were like, give us the number. We'll figure it out. So my Scorpios, to all my Scorpios out there, y'all are some real detectives. Shout out to the Scorpio. I gave that phone number to two of my good associate coworkers, and they're both Scorpios. They found out that same day, that same afternoon. Good, my God. Oh my God. The phone number to my two colleague friends. They send up here and they're texting behind. So while this number's texting me, they're texting the random number from another number just to play on them and to make them feel scared. So while they're texting them, they're sitting here saying, oh, we know it's you. They're giving out names. They're making them feel bad. They're like, I'll get all in his head, making them feel it. Like, we know who you are. My friend is going to press charges and he went to the police and all this, yeah. Because afterwards, they like milked it out of him and he came clean. And this was my takeaway from it. So now that I've revealed who it is, I'm going to give y'all my takeaways from this and how this has affected me in what ways and that's why I want to come on here, because I feel like that there's been a lot of people who've actually either been through a similar scenario such as me, or even they've had somebody who just played on them. Who, I guess somewhere in your head, it switched that we're going together and that we're dating. And so with us dating, you thought I was playing on you, or you thought I was doing something. Long story short, I wasn't. So it blew back up in your face. That's really what happened. And everything. But my takeaway is the fact of you allow somebody so much personal time with you and to get so close. That's dangerous. So many people in this world do certain things just to get close to you, just to find out about you, just to get a piece of you, to get a piece of your energy, to get a piece of your being. And that, to me, is what is the scariest piece, is because there's been so many, like I said, when I first met this person, we were talking, we had a connection, we understood one another, we were there for one another. It was like, kind of just like, oh, I can lean on you, you can lean on me. So it was like, we were building off one another. It was like a balance though. It wasn't like overstepping boundaries or the unhealthy ones. It was like a well balanced, and that's what felt so familiar, because it was just like, okay, this feels good. We're going slow, like we're taking our time, this feels right, like it's good. And all of a sudden, this trigger just switches, and now here you are, you're doing all this extra stuff, trying to test me and running around dropping packages off to see if I'm going to respond to some random numbers and not give you attention, and you're doing all this just for what? just to see if I'm gonna fall into some loyalty trap. I reflect back and I look and I'm just like, wow, those nights and all those times that we had together, even though they were small, they meant a lot because of the fact of there was a lot of information retained within that conversation. There was a lot of word exchange, energy exchange within our conversation. It broke me down because I'm like, wow, I shared some of my deepest thoughts with this person. I shared a deep part of myself and revealed a lot of myself to this person. So for the fact of to come back, just to slap me in the face, so now I need some healing. And I'm going through that. And I'm going through my healing and I feel like I'm doing at a good pace. I make sure I go hiking still, keep myself grounded, take plenty of baths, wash off that old energy, cleansing myself, getting back into myself, fall back into me. Like just letting myself just, breathe, exhale. We gotta have crystal time. You like my music, I know you do. Because with these type of crystals that I wanted to tell you guys, of course, these are rare crystals. So I want to make sure that you guys are getting that good juju. 12th and the 13th. So the 13th, we're on the new moon. New moon is in Pisces. There's a lot of energy and a lot of healing that can be done here at this time. A lot of healing within relationships, a lot of healing within you internally. It's a lot. Like if I could break it down and read it to you. If you're on my social media, I posted it there. There's been a little informational thing about the moon phases that I normally post. Check my Instagram or check my Facebook. Check Snapchat. All that. Check that. That's normally where I put the information. So check out there. But these 3 crystals are going to help with some deep healing for you. Are you ready? Let's get into them. So in this scenario, you need to have a healing stone. So for this particular one, I have 3 that I'm going to introduce. First one is going to be yellow green serpentine. It sounds like serpent, but it's serpentine. It's going to be the yellow greenish, like an olive green, pretty color. When you look it up, it'll pop up immediately. It's a very good heart stone. Again, this is for healing of the heart. So it really is good for balancing all of the chakras whenever it's being used. Much more strong suit with opening up your third eye, stimulating that wisdom, keeping that energy flow consistent, keeping you focused, keeping you grounded. And then as well, it actually helps you mentally filter through the positive and the negative emotions and negative thought patterns that you may have had. And it helps you get rid of them, and it cleanses you of that. It rids you of anything that you have actually been carrying on, anything that may have just been bad practice for it. It kind of gives you that perfect balance of here's what you need to have, here's what you don't need to have, and be able to just be with your heart, be with your emotions, deal with that trauma, and be more balanced so you can move on and have a better outcome with it. So that's one. Now, remind you, all these stones can be used for Kundalini energy, having that Kundalini awakening. Any of these type of practices that you can use for this will definitely be perfect for this. So now the second stone that I actually have is going to be Sticktite. Sticktite is a beautiful stone, very rare as well. It comes in a soft pink, hot pink, and between all shades, moving into more like a darker, deep purple too. Kind of what reminds you of amethyst a little bit, not too much. Don't think about the amethyst, think about Sticktite. So with this one, this particular stone is really good because it aligns with the crown and the heart chakra as well. So it's kind of like a 2-in-1. Anything above the heart is going to activate and it's going to touch. It's going to touch your throat. It's going to touch it's going to touch your heart, your throat, your third, your crown. So it works for all those above, and that's really what you want to affect when you want to heal from this trauma that you may have came from, especially for me. So this particular stone, it helps you be more aware of your guiding angels being around you to help guide you. So which means it will keep you aligned, keeping your heart, speaking with your crown, speaking with your higher self, your higher heart, to be able to say, okay, you know what? We've been hurt. Follow what is inside, believe in yourself, listen to yourself, listen to your ancestors, listen to the universe speaking to you. So that way you can be able to move forward from this trauma, from this hurt. We can heal you from it, and we can give you more better experiences to be able to do so. You see what I'm saying? So this stone itself will help you be more aware whenever you're receiving these messages from your guiding angels. So that's 2 stones right there. 1, to be able to remove any negative thoughts and thought patterns that may have been instilled from this person that you may have encountered. 2, you have the stick knight to be able to remove any type of fear, fall back into your faith. Remember that you are surrounded by your guiding angels and guiding spirits, and you are taken care of. You're good. And now this 3rd one that I have is actually supposed to help with any scarring. So if anybody has left you scarred from an older bad experience, it's all right. This stone should be able to help cleanse that and make you feel. So the stone chalcedony is actually a really good stone for anybody who's been scarred, or you may feel like that you may have trouble trying to bounce back.
Last night took an L, but tonight I bounce back.
And still remain like that good person. Like, a lot of us may go through some bad experiences, like, is it worth even being a good person anymore? I'm tired of being a good person. This stone helps remove that feeling. Remove that feeling of even being like, hey, it's not even worth it. But it renews that goodwill, the brotherhood back in you. It gives you that peace. This stone, altogether, this stone is a great one. It breaks your spirit, your mind, and your body, puts it all in harmony together, removes any type of bad negative thoughts, bad dreams, helps just renew you as a whole. Removes that. It doesn't remove the scarring, but it just kind of helps deal and go through that type of trauma, so you don't go so deep into that depression state or feel bad about being hurt or having to feel like you have to be a bad person now just to get ahead in life. And that's not about that at all. So rejuvenize yourself. You need to rebuild up that energy, and then exhale the negative. Bring in the positive, let go of the negative. Don't even let it hinder you, don't let it bother you, don't let it be anything that's gonna hold you back. Because any other negative energy is gonna hold you down and hold you back.
Baby, there's nothing holding me back.
But that's why these 3 stones will be able to do so. The first one, the yellow green serpentine, that's going to be able to remove, wash away any negative thoughts, patterns, any bad feelings, any bad energy that you might have encountered from somebody else. And it also helps to keep you balanced, so it rebalances you. Keep that balance, rebalance you out. Then you have stick knight. Stick knight is to remind you that your spirit guides are with you, that you are not alone. You stay aware, you stay pushing on your path, you stay focused. You put that tunnel vision on and you say, I don't care about anybody else. Then you have the chalcedony. Chalcedony. There we go. The chalcedony, that one is going to actually help keep everything pure, keep you pure, keep you loving, keep you light, keep you at the top of your game. Don't hold all that heavy weight of negativity on you. Let it go. The more you let go, and you can be free and be loving of yourself and forgive. And that's what I'm saying, forgive yourself. And I feel like that's the hardest thing for me too, is I have to remind myself to forgive myself. Forgive yourself for this instance, for this type of thing. We all have it. We all come to a point where we think we meet somebody and we think we met a connection, but really it's an attachment. So make sure y'all know the difference between a connection and an attachment. A connection is something genuine and that is built just based off of freedom. The attachment is based off of something that is needed, and it's a dependency, so they need to latch. It can feel like connection because that's just how good attachment is. Attachment feels like connection. It's not. Protect it, keep your energy up, meditate, drink water. All right, that's all I got for today. I just wanted to give y'all a little piece to let y'all know what's going on with me. I'm still here. I am just got a lot of moving components. Things are gonna start slowing down a little bit more now that I've actually gotten to, like I said, a new environment. It's my own place again. Like I'm back. Like I'm back. Like now I'm set up shop. Let's go ahead and get this going. Let's work. Y'all know I love y'all, and y'all stay safe out there. If you have any questions below, if y'all have anything regarding towards the video, the crystals, or anything, please leave your comments below. Follow me on my social media platforms, and y'all can always talk to me about a crystal that I might have missed out. Put it in the comments. More knowledge, the better, so that way people know exactly what crystals can align with them. And y'all know me, I am just wanting to give y'all the rare gemstones of crystals, because I'm giving y'all the rare crystals because I am a rare crystal. I am not one that can be just commercially generally found. You have to come seek me, baby. So, in that regard, I hope all of you guys stay safe out there. Continue to grow, thrive, and do what you do. I will catch y'all on the next video. Peace out.